Have you ever walked out of a meeting thinking, is everything going well? Did that meeting really go perfectly? Only to find out later that the executives weren't aligned. Your team wasn't convinced, or a critical voice was silent the whole time. We call that the dangers of not reading the room. See, executive presence isn't about a loud echo or a loud sound. It's about how well you sense, adapt, and influence the people around you. I'll never forget. There was a project I was leading with a room full of executives. Not one of them reported to me, of course, but in the meeting, they were looking at me to lead. That alone could be pressure to any new or existing project manager, guiding people with more authority, more experience, in some cases, even more information. I started with my talking points, but halfway through, the conversation shifted. One executive brought up a recent customer issue. Another added a financial data that changed the context of the recommendation. At that moment, I had two choices. I could either cling to my prepared script or adapt. I chose to adapt. I acknowledged their insight. I adjusted my approach. I reframed the project discussion around what they valued most. And here's what I realized. By being flexible, I didn't lose control of the meeting. I actually gained it. See, executive presence isn't about being rigid. It's about the strength through adaptability and guiding the conversation, even when it changes direction. Principle number one, adapt to the room's communication style. Family, if you don't remember anything else about today's episode, this is imperative. This is so valuable because of the fact when you don't understand, even I had to learn the hard way, by adapting to the room means recognizing that there's conversations that are actually happening, that you may have new access to new data, new access to urgent priorities, or there may be customer feedback that you're not even aware of that you get to find out to your rigid slides, then you won't have the ability to adapt. Adjusting, trust me, shows strength. Why is this important? Executives respect leaders who can pivot without losing focus. When you adapt your style to the room, you build credibility as someone who isn't just delivering information. Oh, I like this, family. You're facilitating alignment. Experiment with these actionable tips. Go in prepared, but not married to your script. Treat slides as your guide, not a cage. Next one. When conversations shift, and they will, pause and connect with the new point back to the project's goal. And the last and final one, mirror executive concerns in your language. If they talk risk, reframe your answers in terms of impact and mitigation. Listen, family, once you've adapted to the room's communication style, the next step in executive presence is balance, knowing when to speak and when to step back and listen. Principle number two, balancing speaking versus listening. Talking too much signals insecurity. Listening at the right moments, signaling strength. The project manager with executive knows when to step forward with authority and when to create space for others. Why is this important? Leaders who dominate conversations lose buy-in. Leaders who listen strategically gain respect and influence. Experiment with these actionable tips. Pause 3 seconds before answering and make your response carry more weight. Next one, use silence intentionally. Let it emphasize your point. And the last and final one, acknowledge contributions before adding your own view. And while you're listening, just don't focus on words spoken. Pay attention to the signals happening around the edges. Principle number three, pay attention to side conversations. See, those whispers, those quiet exchanges during meetings aren't harmless. They often carry real resistance. If ignored, I'll say that again, if ignored, they can undo decisions after the meeting ends. Why is this important? Executive presence means not letting hidden doubts fester. Addressing them respectfully shows awareness and leadership. Experiment with these actionable tips. Bring side chatter in with respect. For example, I think I heard what you said earlier while you were speaking that would bring some value to the conversation. Would you mind sharing that with the entire team? What I'm doing there, family, is first of all, I'm being respectful and I want to bring that conversation into the bigger fold of the group so we all can understand if there's any way we can add value to that conversation. Next one. Avoid embarrassment. Make it an invitation, not a call out. Again, make it an invitation, not a call out. And the last one, follow up with one-on-one if resistance still lingers. But even when you address those moments, the room may throw unexpected turns at you, which is why you need to be ready to adapt in real time. Principle number 4, synthesize and adapt in real time. Meetings don't follow scripts. Executive challenges timelines, stakeholders raise concerns, and conversations shift. The ability to stay calm and pivot on the spot is what separates managers from leaders. I like that, family, because executives don't know what you don't know. They don't expect you to know everything either, but they do expect you to stay composed. Adaptability builds credibility. Experiment with these actual tips. Repeat concerns back to them to confirm you heard. Next one, shift defensiveness into problem solving. For example, here's how we can address that. And the last and final one, offer a next step if you don't have a complete answer. And I must be honest, to adapt effectively, you also need to stay in sync with the rhythm of the discussion itself. Principle number 5, track the meeting's conversational flow. Meetings move in rhythms, risks, solutions, objectives, decisions. If you lose track, you'll answer the wrong question at the wrong time. This is important because falling behind the flow makes you look unprepared even when your information is correct. Stay aligned to demonstrate presence. Experiment with these actionable tips. Announce transitions. For example, we discuss risk. Let's move on to solutions. Next one, call out looping. We'll circle back on that. We still have this particular item resolved. And the last and final one, summarize periodically to anchor the group. I like that one. And while you're tracking the flow, remember, the room is also tracking you. Principle number 6, read your own impact on the room. Again, read your own impact on the room. The energy you project sets the tone. If you're anxious, the room is tense. But if you're steady, the room is steady with you. I like that because see, when you're steady, they can't stop you. When you're steady, all you do is thinking about moving forward. When you steady, you create a presence that is unshakable and unmovable. See, executive presence isn't just about observation. It's about self-awareness. So you set your atmosphere more than you actually realize. Experiment with these actionable tips. Monitor your posture, your tone, and your pace. Next one. Ask yourself, am I steady in the group or unsettling them? And the last and final one, adjust in real time. Slow down, breathe, and reframe. And while you're mindful of your own impact, don't miss the voices that haven't spoke at all. This principle right here, and I waited to the last one to say this. Principle number 7, notice who isn't speaking. See, on one project, the quietest engineer at the table held the most critical information, a vendor issue that would delay us by weeks. Because see, I didn't ask for their input. The risk surfaced later and nearly sank the timeline. Silence almost nearly cost us everything. That moment taught me a lesson. Silence is an agreement. It's often hesitation, doubt, or unspoken risk. See, the people who say the least may hold the most insight. Servicing those voices is part of executive presence. Why is this important? Because projects fail when concerns stay hidden. Inclusive leaders earn trust and uncover risk early. Experiment with these actionable tips. Invite quiet voices respectfully, like this, for example. Hey, John, I would love to get your perspective on this. What are your thoughts around this particular topic? You're bringing them into the conversation. You're allowing them to feel safe. And you want to make sure you let them know, hey, I got your back, John. There's no right or wrong answer. We just want your perspective. Next point. Follow up privately if someone stays silent. And the last one, thank contributions, even when they challenge the group. And one voice, or I should say, and once every voice has been heard, your final responsibility, your duty is to close the room with two things: clarity and authority. Principle number 8, close the room with confidence. The way you end the meeting sets the tone for action. A vague close creates confusion. Again, a vague close creates confusion. A confident close creates momentum. It creates synergy. It creates a moment where everyone knows, I'm glad we got you in position. Why is this important? Executives and teams measure presence by clarity. A strong closing cement your authority beyond the meeting itself. Experiment with these actionable tips. Recap key decisions made. Next one, assign ownership with deadlines. And the last and final one, end decisively. Here's what is happening next. And what that difference between running a meeting and commanding one: clarity, confidence, and control right up to the end. Well, family, if you stayed this long, I truly appreciate it. What I want you to take away from today's episode is reading the room is the foundation of executive presence. It's not just about observing others. It's about adjusting your delivery, balancing your voice with listening, drawing out, hitting perspective, and closing with authority. Do this consistently. You just won't manage meetings. You will command them. And with that, the trust of your team and executives alike. If you're new to the episode, I go by the name of ED. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, hey, listen, that just simply means Ed. Until next time.